الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to a new show of Tadabarul Quran with me, Sheikh Ahmed al-Nashash. We are in the last week of Dhul Hijjah, and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that all of us will attend the new year, which will start, as I said, maybe in a week time. And people usually, when it comes to the years, they start thinking about resolutions. In my view, as a Muslim, you should make your resolutions on a daily basis. And the difference between resolutions of true believers and the revolution from normal people is the believer, he is or she is checking their intention and their a'mal deeds on a daily basis to check where I am in my relation to my Lord. Am I fulfilling my duties, or I'm in shortcoming of these duties? So if I am in shortcoming, I'll make tawbah and make the intention to improve myself the next day or the next week. But the idea is to make the intention for a change. And for me as a believer, the resolutions must be all the time to do with akhirah. Why I'm saying this? Because anything to do with dunya, it's easy to plan, and while you are applying it, you might make mistakes, and then you change the plan and all of these things. And even the mistakes, the impact of the mistakes will be limited, while the impact of the plans on your akhirah might be dangerous sometimes if you don't do it in a proper way. Let me give you two examples. Say someone, he is, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, praying, but he's not doing his prayers properly. He is sure that he prays Fajr. Dhuhr, Asr, yes, no. Maghrib, Isha, especially in the summer, he's fine. Then he understood the importance of performing the 5 daily prayers in order, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Indeed, the salah, the prayers, is on a specified time, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Holy Quran. So now this person realized the problem. What's the problem? That he is not doing the 5 daily prayers on time. So what is the solution? The solution is to make effort to do it on time. So this is the resolution I'd like to make, that I'd like to do my salawat, my prayers on time. So great, this intention. And this intention also includes tawbah, because ignoring 1 or 2 salah is a major sin according to the majority of the scholars. This is the resolution, brothers and sisters, which really deserve thinking and planning and see why I don't pray Dhuhr? Maybe I don't plan my day. Yes, I have a lunch break, 1 hour, but in this time, I go out and find a place to eat, talk to some people, then go shopping and come back. Now I can change my schedule that I maybe firstly I pray, then after that I go to eat, and I'm sure that I'm back to my work at 2, if it is from 1 to 2. And in this way, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I sorted the problem of Dhuhr. But Asr, especially in the winter, it's difficult. After 1 hour maybe, or 2 hours, I pray Asr. And I don't have a break. I cannot go out. I am responsible for something. Maybe it's dangerous. If I leave my place, might affect other people, or if I am working with machines, then in this case, I have a fatwa which I can combine Dhuhr and Asr. In this way, I sorted Fajr, I am praying at home. Dhuhr and Asr, I combine them if necessary. Maghrib, I pray it when I go home, and Isha, I'll pray it at home. So I sorted it. This is the type of resolution, as I said, that we can do. So this is one example. Let me take an example of a sister. A sister, she likes to wear hijab. She noticed that really to go out without hijab is a sin, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that in 2 ayahs in the Holy Quran. Ayah in Surah An-Nur and ayah in Surah Al-Ahzab. And the importance of the ayah in Surah An-Nur, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the beginning of that surah, He said, Suratun anzalnaha wa faradnaha. It is the only surah in the Holy Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we made this surah fard. So all the instructions in this surah are fard, including the ayah of the hijab. قل للمؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم at the beginning. Then وقل للمؤمنات يغضضن من أبصارهن ويحفظن فروجهن ولا يبدين زينتهن إلا ما ظهر منها, to the end of the ayah. So say to the believer women to lower their gaze and protect their private parts. I mean, don't commit zina and don't show their beauty except what's apparent of it. And then the end of the surah. And the ayah in Surah Al-Ahzab saying, يا أيها النبي قل لبناتك ونساء وأزواجك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن ذلك أدنى أن يعرفن أو أزكى أن يعرفن فلا يؤذين. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering who? The Prophet, to order his daughters, his wives, the wives of the believers. So now, any Muslim woman, she is a daughter, like the daughter of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She's a wife, as the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or the wives of the believers. And this is order as well, to cover themselves so they will be recognized, they will be unharmed. So now there is 2 ayahs saying the hijab is fard, and obviously there is many hadiths talking about this. So the sister now at the end of the Hijjah, she recognized that yes, there is 2 ayahs talking about the hijab. The hijab is fard. How shall I deal with this? I need to wear hijab, but it is hard for me just going out with my hair out and wearing tight shirts, trousers. Maybe it will be difficult to move from this to abaya and jilbab. And what shall I do? My advice is the best way to deal with this is to defeat your desires, to defeat your shaitan in one go. It is fard. I have to do it. Let me do it. Go buy jilbab, buy abaya, buy scarf, and I'm sure the abaya in itself is loose, not tight as well. And done. So this means that the resolution I made is a resolution which will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I don't have a problem. But if this sister find it maybe so difficult, then she can go bit by bit. So wearing long shirt, loose, long skirt, put proper scarf, get up, stop using makeup and all of these things, and then the next step will be abaya. But the idea is to make the change, not to stop on one thing and keep saying, no, I cannot do it, I cannot do it. So these types of resolutions which required from the believers, and this is the resolutions will benefit you on the day of judgment. So I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that all of us use the coming days to make a change in our life and enter 1445 year of Hijrat al-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a beautiful year in obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we are live on the studios of Inspire FM 105.1 in Luton, and you can listen to this on Assalam Radio from Peterborough, and you can go and watch this live on the Facebook page of Inspire FM. So last week I stopped on Ayah 145 of Surah Al-An'am. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل لا أجد فيما أوحي إلي محرما على طاعم يطعمه إلا أن يكون ميتة أو دما مسفوحا أو لحم خنزير فإنه رجس أو فسقا أهل لغير الله به فمن اضطر غير باغ ولا عاد فإن ربك غفور رحيم. Say, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I find not in that which has been revealed to me anything forbidden to be eaten by one who wishes to eat it, unless it be maita, a dead animal, or blood poured forth by slaughtering or the like, or the flesh of a swine, pork, for that surely is impure or impious, unlawful meat of an animal which is slaughtered as a sacrifice for others than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or has been slaughtered for idols, or in which Allah's name has not been mentioned while slaughtering. But whosoever is forced by necessity without willful disobedience, nor transgressing due limits, for him certainly your Lord is oft forgiving, most merciful. Now this ayah comes after all the ayahs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about what the mushrikeen, the polytheists at that time, used to do, saying this is haram, this is halal, we can eat this, we cannot eat that. And now Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam ordered to make a declaration. And this declaration is, you did all these tahreem, tahleel, make forbidden, make halal, according to your wishes, your desires. Even some of your leaders did that, like Amr ibn al-Hayy. Now I am telling you what my Lord telling me about what are the things which is haram. There are four. Firstly, al-mayta, dead animals. So any animal died by itself, this is haram to eat. أو دما مسفوحا, or poured blood, because it is narrated that in Jahiliyyah used to take the blood when they slaughter a sheep or a cow or a camel and save it, sometimes dry it, and then they will mix it with other types of food. The third thing is the pork, the meat of the swine, or the flesh of the swine. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consider these three rijs. And he put the three together and put the last one separate. Why? Because these three, all of them objects. So because when you talk about mayta, you are talking an object you can see, which is a dead animal. When you talk about blood, there is something you can see. And lahm khanzir, the pork, something you can see. And he called all of this rijs. And a rijs is impure or najis. Then the fourth one is something you might slaughter something, but you don't say the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on it, or you are calling other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So someone at that time saying, I'm slaughtering in the name of Hubal or Lat or Al-Uzza, or Bismillah, but I'm slaughtering this for or to please Hubal or Lat or Al-Uzza or any other idols. The same now these days. If someone he say Bismillah Allahu Akbar, but this is to please this righteous person or this wali or something. It is the same, because the slaughtering must be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And your intention, your niyyah, must be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not anything else. And the scholars, when they come to this ayah, they said, this is what we see. And the other ayahs in other surahs, which is in Al-Baqarah and Al-Ma'idah, especially Al-Ma'idah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about Al-Munkhaniqa, Al-Mawqudha, Al-Mutaraddiya, Al-Natiha, Ma'akal Al-Saba, these different types, if it is fall down from a wall or a house, or if two animals hit each other. The scholar, they said all of this comes under al-mayta. So yes, this ayah only mentioned four, and Ayat al-Ma'idah mentioned many, but the scholars, they said, Mufassirun, they said, that ayah in Surah al-Ma'idah made details of al-mayta, the dead animal. But the others stayed the same. And you'll find in many hadith that when the scholars been asked about other things, say to them, is this halal or haram? And it's not one of these categories. They say, this is the four. unless Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned something else, like in Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that you don't eat the wild animals, anyone which has clones, that you cannot eat it. And in Khaybar, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he forbids the local donkeys, not the wild donkeys. The wild donkeys you can eat it, but the local donkeys, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he made it forbidden. Other than that, it is halal. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of the ayah, he made an exception. What's the exception? فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ. So al-ittirar means necessity. These days, I can see al-ittirar became very limited. Why I'm saying this? The difference between these days and the old days, that in the old days, they don't have transport like these days. So they are traveling on camels. And sometimes maybe they travel the whole day without seeing a village or a town or like these days service station. So they might be in a situation that they are in the desert, the food finished, they don't have any food, and it is hot, and they need to eat. And the only thing they can eat is a dead animal. So they looked and there's an animal died by itself and is there maybe for a few days. And they need to eat just to continue surviving until they reach the next stop. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, غَيْرَ بَاغٍ. He is not creating the necessity. The necessity, something happened out of his will. And وَلَا عَادٍ means that it's enough for him to eat half kilo of that meat. So he will not go and roast the whole animal. See, because it is necessity. I can eat not only half kilo or 1 kilo. I'll take all the legs and just roast them and eat them. No, this is now adin. Adin means that I am going beyond what I need. I transgress. And this is, brothers and sisters, goes with everything that becomes necessity. That, firstly, you don't create the need. The need comes out of your will. Secondly, you use this necessity only to a limit. Something will keep you going. You don't enjoy yourself. In any matter happen to you in your life, and you find yourself you need to do something which is already haram, it is clear in the Quran, in the Sunnah, that this matter is haram, and you need to eat it or drink it or to do it because of necessity, then you do it. As I said, firstly, you don't create the problem. Secondly, you only use what you need, and you don't transgress at all. As I said earlier, even these needs these days become very less. Why? Because the people now, most of them traveling using cars or planes or trains, and everything is available. And as I said, between a service station and another service station, maybe 10 miles, 20 miles. So really the necessity is not there these days. But we are not counseling and saying no, there is no chance there will be a necessity. It might happen to someone. Then you use it according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in this ayah. Inshallah, we'll continue talking about these ayahs of Surah Al-An'am after the break, inshallah ta'ala. So please keep tuning on Inspire FM 105.1. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This program will continue after the break. Continue listening to Inspire FM. Inspire FM.
Inspire 105.1 FM.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Dawood Masood.
This is Atik, No Comment Malik,
Fahad Matin,
Sufyan Sadiq, Khan. Keep listening to Inspire FM.
You don't have to go to Pakistan to enjoy the finest Asian food. Enjoy a great choice of authentic cuisine at Little Lahore Tandoori Restaurant and Takeaway in Dunstable. With mouth-watering chicken, lamb, veg and fish dishes, Chersi Karahi, Nihari, mixed grill, platters and for so much more, the Little Lahore Restaurant also has a separate hall for private parties for up to 50 people at 2 Nicholas Way, LU6 1TD. Or order via Deliveroo, Uber Eats or Just Eat. We also provide external catering. For more information, call 01582 353 983. That's Little Lahore for the finest Pakistani cuisine.
Attention all electricians, builders and DIY enthusiasts. Capital Electrical Wholesalers are now open in Luton. It's a fully stocked branch with experienced staff on hand to help with all your electrical needs. With branches also in Greenford, Tottenham, Richmond and Ashton. Capital Electrical Wholesalers only stock the biggest names, including JCC, Saxby, Knightsbridge, Hamilton, MK, Wilex, Hager, ACO Smoke Alarms and many more. That's Capital Electrical at Unit M, Kingsway Industrial Estate. Call 01582 801122.
For expert legal advice and support, talk with Luton's leading solicitors, Hannah Solicitors. We specialise in conveyancing, wills and probate, family law, immigration and personal injury, legal matters that matter to you. Our experienced legal team are here to help you through every step of the way. Call 01582 329 069. That's 01582 329 069 or click on hannahsolicitors.co.uk. Hannah Solicitors, professional advice with a tailored approach.
If you are in any desperate situation, ask Allah. If you are in a financial crisis, ask Allah Azza wa Jal.
Biscott Pharmacy, your one-stop health and beauty pharmacy in Luton, stockist of over 8,000 health and beauty products. At Biscott Pharmacy, we offer a range of services, including health advice and repeat prescriptions for collection and delivery to your home. We also offer a Hajj and Umrah vaccination. Come in and see us and ask about our Stop Smoking service. We're open 7 days a week till late, including bank holidays. Biscott Pharmacy, 157A Biscott Road, Luton. Call 457709.
Millions of people all over the world are suffering from food insecurity. People in Yemen, Gaza, and Syrian refugees go without food on a daily basis. Help us change this by providing bread for them every day. From as little as £18, you can help provide enough bread to feed almost 400 people and help save lives. Donate today. Call 01582 211 066 or visit www.crisisaid.org.uk and help us save lives.
आजकल एक नया फ्रॉड चल रहा है। आपको मुख्तलिफ लोग मुख्तलिफ कंपनियों और मुख्तलिफ बैंकों के नाम से टेलीफोन करते हैं और आपको लॉटरी जीतने की खुशखबरी देते हैं और फिर जोनसा देकर आपसे रकम वसूल करके भाग जाते हैं। ऐसी तमाम फोन कॉल से होशियार रहें। इंस्पायर एफएम कम्युनिटी अवेयरनेस मैसेज।
From the studios of Inspire FM, the time is now 10:30. Allahu, 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 Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the second part of Tadabarul Quran show with me, Sheikh Ahmed al-Nashash, and we are broadcasting live from the studios of Inspire FM 105.1 in Luton, and you can listen to this show on and Assalam Radio in Peterborough. Also, you can watch it on Facebook page of Inspire FM, insha'Allah ta'ala. So in the first part, I spoke about Ayah 145 of Surah Al-An'am. So let me move to Ayah 146. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وعلى الذين هادوا حرمنا كل ذي ظفر ومن البقر والغنم حرمنا عليهم شحومهما إلا ما حملت ظهورهما أو الحوايا أو ما اختلط بعظم ذلك جزيناهم ببغيهم وإنا لصادقون. And unto those who are Jews we forbade every animal with undivided hoof, and we forbade them the fat of the ox and the sheep, except what adheres to their backs on their entrails, or is mixed up with a bone. Thus we recompensed them for their rebellion, committing crimes like murdering the prophets and eating riba usury, and verily we are truthful. The scholars, when they look at Ayah 145, brothers and sisters, they said, this is the rule for all the prophets. And this is what you can see originally in the Torah, in the Injil, in Zabur. And all the prophets came with the same rules. So Ibrahim, Noah, Musa. But for the Jews, there was an exception. Because at the time of Musa alayhi salam, they used to ask a lot of questions. And they are making themselves tashdeed, restrictions. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made more restrictions on them. And these restrictions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered them to follow it. Musa alayhi salam told them that. And Isa alayhi salam, when he came, he said, وَلِأُحِلَّ لَكُمْ بَعْضَ الَّذِي حُرِّمَ عَلَيْكُمْ. So, Isa alayhi salam, he said, I will make some of the things which made unlawful to you, lawful. But not everything. So, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned what are the things that made restrictions on. And I read for you here what one of the Mufassirin said regarding this. He said, and upon those who were Jews, we have forbidden every creature with claws. And the phrase, those who were Jews, refers to the Jews as mentioned in the following statement in Surah Al-A'raf. Indeed, we have guided you, Al-A'raf 7156, meaning that they turned back and deviated. The origin of the word hadu is derived from huda, which means to return gently, as mentioned by Ar-Raghib al-Asfahani, one of the Mufassirin. Therefore, the phrase upon those who were Jews indicates that we have prohibited them, in addition to others who follow the messengers, from certain things beyond the four mentioned categories, including every creature with claws. The term claws refers to the fingers or talons that exist in humans, birds, and other creatures. Thus, they interpreted claws as the talons of wild beasts and birds. Claws is a general term, while talons specifically refers to what is used for hunting, such as the talons of a lion. This is why they use the metaphorical expression death thrust its talons into so and so. And in al-lisan, which is a great dictionary in Arabic, it is mentioned that dhufr refers to the fingers, nails, and the bird's talon. It is also mentioned, they said dhufr for what does not hunt and makhlab for what hunts, meaning that makhlab is specifically for what hunts among birds. Then the verse is mentioned as it said, the category of dhufr includes animals which cloven hooves, such as camels and ostriches, as they have similar features to clothes. This is a linguistic clarification in line with what was narrated from Ibn Abbas, explaining that every creature with claws refers to camels and ostriches. However, it appears to be a metaphorical interpretation. Mujahid stated, when Mufassirin, it includes everything whose hooves are not split among animals, and the Jews eat whatever has split hooves. Ibn Jarir al-Tabari mentioned similar views, including camels, ostriches, ducks, geese, and wild donkeys. Al-Razi mentioned that Abdullah ibn Muslim said, it refers to every bird with talons and every animal with hooves. And he added that the commentators said the same. He also mentioned that hooves were referred to as clothes. So here we can see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about this for what he forbidden for the Jews, which is clear in this ayah. Then we go to ayah 147. فإن كذبوك فقل ربكم ذو رحمة واسعة ولا يرد بأسه عن القوم المجرمين. If they, Jews or the mushrikeen, believe, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say your Lord is the owner of vast mercy, and never will his wrath be turned back from the people who are mujrimun, criminals, polytheists, or sinners. Now, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ayah 145, 146, he spoke about two things. He spoke about what's muharram, these four categories. Then in the next ayah 146, he spoke about what was the restrictions for the Jews. Now, these people that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reciting Quran to them, mainly the mushrikeen and also the Jews, because they used to be in Medina. So if they deny, if they said no, we don't believe in this, so say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a great rahmah. And when you look at the word here, you can see the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to what is halal and haram of the animals. Believe me, brothers and sisters, this shows the rahmah of Allah, the mercy of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't make it difficult for Muslims. Made only four categories. Mayta, dam, laham khanzir. Dead animals, blood, pork. And the fourth one, don't slaughter for any other Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and be sure that you mention the name of Allah. And this shows us how merciful is Allah. Now, these days, when you people, they are making that I don't want to eat this, I don't want to eat that, I'm intolerant for this, intolerant for that, someone they don't gelatin, someone dairy milk. They are making a lot of restrictions. Some for medical reasons, some just say I am vegetarian. The other I am vegan. And when you look at the list now, it's a big list. Just imagine now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, there is in the world, say, just for example, 100 animals. So you are allowed only 20, but the other 80 is haram. And to be sure, the other 80, this is the names of them. This. The life will be difficult for a Muslim. Then the Muslim will say, okay, let me check the list. Is this animal in the list or not? SubhanAllah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it easy. All animals in the world, you can eat it as long as you avoid these 4 categories. That's it, finished. And as I said, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned about the wild animals. So, and when it comes to the sea, he said, everything in the sea is halal. All types of fish is halal. You don't come and say, no, this type particularly is haram. Where is it? The Quran is clear. And the same here. I know some people, they don't eat rabbits. Oh. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran here that all the animals is halal. Not one or two. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَقُلْ رَبُّكُمْ ذُو رَحْمَةٌ وَاسِعَةٌ. Why you are limiting the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and made a lot of restrictions to the people? Why? For what? وَلَا يُرَدُّ أَسُوءَ عَنْ قَوْمِ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. And those who are against Allah and making tahleel and tahreem from themselves, they are criminals. And in Ayah 148, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters, is touching here an important issue to do with Aqidah, with our Aqidah, which is the people, when they talk about this whole Qada wal Qadar, in our a'mal, in our deeds, are we free to do what we like, or there is restrictions? What about al-hasanat? What about sayyat? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this ayah answered what the mushrikeen saying about this. The mushrikeen, they used to say that we are mushrikeen not because we chose that. No, Allah made us mushrikeen. And this is a big lie on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like some people, unfortunately, they are Muslims, and you say to them, why you don't pray? He said, if Allah wills, I'll pray. How do you know Allah will or not? Did you try to see if Allah wills or not? And someone, his business is haram. You say to him, brother or sister, your business is haram. You cannot continue this. He said, if Allah wills, I will stop. Definitely, if Allah wills, you will stop. But did you try to stop to see if it is working or not? Misinterpreting. The same what the mushrikeen said. So let us see what the mushrikeen said. سيقول الذين أشركوا لو شاء الله ما أشركنا ولا آباؤنا ولا حرمنا من شيء كذلك كذب الذين من قبلهم حتى ذاقوا بأسنا قل هل عندكم من علم فتخرجوه لنا إن تتبعون إلا الظن وإن أنتم إلا تخرصون. Those who took partners in worship with Allah will say, if Allah had willed, we would not have taken partners in worship. nor would our fathers, and we would not have forbidden anything against his will. Likewise, believe those who were before them. They argued falsely with Allah's messengers till they tasted our wrath. Say, have you any knowledge proof that you can produce before us? Verily, you follow nothing but guess, and you do nothing but lie. So this is the claim of the mushrikeen. What they say, if Allah wills, we will not be mushriks or our forefathers. And also we will not do all these tahrim, halal and haram from ourselves. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying this, condemning what they are saying, because this is not the truth. Everything in this world comes under the Mashi'a of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or when you do something good, you are under the Mashi'a of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is happy with this. When you do something bad, you're still under the Mashi'a of Allah, but Allah doesn't like it. And He said, don't do that. So this is the simple understanding of the matter. Do you have a choice? Obviously, you have the choice. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَهَدَيْنَاهُ النَّجْدَيْنِ. We gave him the two ways. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said in Surah Al-Insan, إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. Either he is grateful, a believer, or ungrateful, non-believer. So you choose. But your choice still within the Mashiach, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is controlling everything in the world. You cannot do something beyond the Mashiach of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Sheikh Muhammad Rashid Rida, rahimahullah ta'ala, in his tafsir, Al-Manar, he mentioned beautiful words. I will read it to you in a minute. But let me just say the end of this ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, كَذَلِكَ كَذَبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ حَتَّى ذَاقُوا بَأْسَنَا. Those who before them, they did the same until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished them. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenged them. Do you have any proof of what you are saying? So do you have a book saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, okay, He made you mushrik? Do you have any proof? Obviously, these don't have any proof. It is just dhann. They are guessing. And they are yakhrusun, but lie. Kadhib. This is what they do. So let me read to you, brothers and sisters, what Imam Muhammad Rashid Rida said in this matter. He said, the scholars argued that the polytheist objection is similar to the objection raised by the determinists. They call them al-Jabriya. He even considers the two verses to be refuting both al-Mu'tazila and the determinists collectively. In his book, Al-Insaf, he states the following. The discussion on this verse has been previously mentioned and clarified, indicated that the response to them, the polytheists, was due to their belief that their choices and abilities were taken away from them, and their association with others, polytheism, was a result of compulsion. They claimed that they established arguments against Allah and His messengers based on this. So this is what they are saying, that they what they had of the polytheism is a compulsion against them. So they claim that they establish arguments against Allah and His messengers based on this. Allah refutes their claims and exposes their lies in this asserting that they have no choice in themselves and compares them to those who were deceived before them by this illusion. They rejected the messengers and associated partners with Allah, relying on the fact that they did all of this by Allah's will and with the intention of invalidating the messenger's arguments with this objection. Then Allah Almighty clarifies that they have no proof in that regard, and the complete proof is in His hands, not theirs. As He says, say, to Allah belongs the conclusive argument. قُلْ فَلِلَّهِ الْحُجَّةُ الْبَالِغَةُ. He further explains that everything happens by His will, and He did not will anything from them except what came from them. If He willed guidance for them, they would all have been rightly guided. And He says, if He willed, He would have guided you all. The purpose of this is to refine the response to them and to free oneself from the belief in the influence of the will and its general connection to every creature as a response. The response then focuses on their claim that they have no choice in themselves and their argument in support of that claim. If you reflect on this, you will find it's sufficient to refute those who claim from the people of the Qibla that the servant has no choice or ability whatsoever, but is forced to do his actions and is coerced into them. These are the sects known as the determinists, Al-Jabriya. The author of Al-Musannaf misleads in his statements, calling the people of Sunnah determinists, even though they affirm choice and ability for the servant. They only deny the effect of ability and make it distinct from their voluntarily actions, distinguishes them from their forced actions. Thus, from this perspective, they are distinct from the determinist, and this label is generally applied to the people of Sunnah and the collective group that refutes the determinists. This distinction is made clear in Allah's statements. Those who associate other with Allah will say, until His saying, say, to Allah belongs the conclusive argument, and what we see in this ayah. The continuation of the verse explicitly refutes the group of isolationists al-Mu'tazila who claim that Allah willed guidance for all of them, but it did not happen for most of them. The response to this is that when if is used with a confirmed action, it negates this. So here we can see that Rahimahullah Ta'ala, Imam Muhammad Rashid Rida, he clarifies the matter that the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there and you have the freedom of choice. And those who are claiming that if Allah will do, then they don't understand anything. Ayah 49 quickly, because I have only 1 minute. قل فلله الحجة البالغة فلو شاء لهداكم أجمعين. Say, with Allah is the perfect proof and argument, i.e. the oneness of Allah, the sending of His messengers and His holy books to mankind. Had He so willed, He would indeed have guided you all. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the proof and argument, and definitely if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills, He can guide everyone on this planet. قل هلم شهداءكم الذين يشهدون أن الله حرم هذا فإن شهدوا فلا تشهد معهم ولا تتبع أهواء الذين كذبوا بآياتنا والذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة وهم بربهم يعدلون. Okay, the time is running. We'll stop in ayah 150, and inshallah next week we'll continue the ayahs of Surah Al-An'am. Especially, inshallah, we'll talk about the 10 commandments in the surah. So until that time, I leave you in peace, brothers and sisters. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep all of you safe in the good iman and good health. Allahumma ameen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save you and your families and keep all of us on the straight path until the last breath of our life. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Inspire FM, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, only on 105.1 FM.
Simple living is a sure sign of true faith.